Good morning class. Now today again we will continue the same chapter, staffing. Yesterday we discussed the literal meaning of the staffing and what is the importance of the staffing that we have discussed. Now today we are going to discuss about the staffing process. Staffing process, that means staffing is referred as both line as well as staff activity, and it is referred as a line activity. Reason behind, because like other functions such as planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing is also preferred by every manager, and it is a staff activity because it is an important area of a management, just like marketing management, financial management. So now in these days we have human resource management department also in the large organization. So that means it is referred as a line activity like planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and then staffing is important. And how it is a staff activity, just like because of like the other area of management, just like financial management, marketing management, human resource management is also very important now in these days in the large organization. Now let's start with the staffing process. First of all, see, these all are the steps of the staffing process, but now we will start one by one. First of all, estimating manpower requirement. Manpower requirement, that means staffing process, it always begins with the estimation of the manpower requirement. That means like finding out number and types of employees which is needed by the organization in the near future. That means how many employees we want according to our organizational structure. So manpower requirement is not only to find out the number of people needed, but also the type of people. Type means what should be the qualification, educational background of the people which we need to be appoint them. And while assessing the type of manpower required, company should also make policy regarding number of people to be appointed from backward classes, women force, minority, etc. So that means in the first step, first of all, we have to find out number of employees, how much we want, and what type of the employees we want. So another thing I have written over here in the first point, 3 subpoints are also written over here. That means for estimating the manpower requirement, company will take following 3 steps. See, according to these 3 steps, we have to hire or we have to estimate the manpower requirement. First, I have written over here workload analysis. Workload analysis, that means it requires finding number and types of employees required to perform various jobs designed in organizational structure. That means, literal mean, according to the workload of the organization, we have to find out the number and the types of the employees. That means आपकी organization किस type की है, what type of the work is going to be done in the organization. Accordingly, we will find out the number of the employees, along with that the type of the employees. Second, we have to estimate workforce analysis. Workforce analysis means analyzing existing workforce or employees already occupying the job position and how many of them are overburdened and underburdened. According to that only we have to analyze. That means here, first of all, whatever the workforce is already working in the organization, we have to find out are they overburdened or underburdened. Accordingly we have to estimate. Third one, comparing both to find out requirement. That means after doing workload analysis and workforce analysis, the manager compares both as excess of workload over the workforce indicated under staffing, and we need to appoint more people, whereas excess of workforce over workload indicated over staffing, and you need to remove or transfer some employees elsewhere. Okay, that means if there is a workload is more over the workforce, that means we need more manpower we need more workforce, we need to appoint more employees. And if workforce is more as compared to the workload, that means now the organization has to remove some of the workforce from the work. दोनों का आप कंपैरिजन करोगे इन द थर्ड स्टेप. सो दिस इज योर फर्स्ट स्टेप डन, एस्टिमेटिंग मैन पावर रिक्वायरमेंट. दैट मीन्स इन दिस फर्स्ट स्टेप वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट number of employees and the type of employees. So and this first step, first of all we have to analyze the workload, what type of the work activity is going on in the organization. Second one, workforce, that means what type of the workforce we need according to the job positions. And the third point, we have to compare. If workload is more as compared to the workforce, then we have to appoint more laborers, more employees. And if workforce is more as compared to the workload, then we have to remove the unnecessary employees. Now, the second step, the second process is recruitment. Okay, the literal meaning of the recruitment means it refers to the process of including the people to apply for the job in the organization. That means after assessing this first step, that means after assessing the number and the type of employees required, now the manager has to recruit more and more people, and he wants that more and more people should apply in the organization, so that the organization will get the more candidates and the more choices also, so that they can choose and select the better candidate. And if we can fulfill the requirement from the inside of the organization, and how we can fulfill the need from inside the organization, maybe by transferring from one department to the another, or maybe by promotion. If we are able to fulfill the requirement from inside the organization, that will be very economical. But now in these days, maximum organization recruit the people from the other ways. That means sometimes from the outside. That means sometimes they contact the placement consultants, employment exchange. But the most common way to recruit the fresh talent is through the advertisements. That means company advertise in the newspapers or by the other ways, and many job seekers after reading the advertisement apply for the job. So this is your second step for the staffing process. Now the third one is selection. Selection meaning means it refers to choosing the most suitable candidate to fill the vacant job position. And the selection is done through a process which involves, in the big organization, sometimes it involves test, group discussions, interviews, etc. These all are the selection process. And in the selection, number of the selected candidate is less than the number of rejected candidates. So that is why selection is called the negative process also. And what is the main objective of the selection? The main objective is, first of all, to select the best among the available, because obviously in the recruitment we usually recruit so many candidates, but after recruiting them we have to select the best candidate according to our job requirement. So the first main objective of the selection, we will get the best among the available candidates, and second, to make selected candidate realize that how seriously things are done in the organization. So these are the first three steps which we have already done in the staffing process. Now placement and orientation. Placement refers to occupy, या फिर placement refers to occupying of post by the candidate for which he is selected. And after the selection, the employee is given an appointment letter and is asked to occupy the vacant job position. So this is placement. And what is the meaning of the orientation? Orientation refers to introduction of the new employees to the existing employees in the large organization. And in the large organizations, usually they organize orientation programs for the new employees to familiarize the new employees with the existing one. Whereas in the small organization, superior takes the new employees on round and introduces them to the existing employees. So first of all, we have to find out how many employees we want, what type of employees we want. After that, we recruit them. That means with the help of the advertisement, we call so many candidates to come in the company. After that, we select them according to the job position. Then we give them a placement. That means after selection, we give them appointment letter to occupy the position. Orientation, that means we usually familiarize the new employees with the existing employees. Now, the last step is training and development. Training and development, that means to improve the competence of the employees and to motivate them. it is really necessary now in these days to provide them training and development opportunities so that the employees can reach to top and they can improve their skills. And now in these days large organizations basically focus on this thing, because business is working in the dynamic environment, and time to time they have to organize training and the development programs so that their employees can be updated with the new technology and they can work according to the changing environment. Now after that you can see 3 points are also I have written with the green pen. This whole is the staffing process. See, starting 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These steps are taken by the large organization, but if this is a small organization, along with this thing they have to perform these 3 steps also. That means in most of the large organizations there is a separate human resource department which performs this staffing function, but in the small organization the line managers only perform such type of the functions. So now let's discuss what the steps. These are the 3 steps which is taken by the small organizations also.